Live on the broadcast, but second round of the playoffs underway. Counting you down to kickoff, 8 minutes, 30 seconds till we tee it up here at Campbell Field. Corbin at home, second round, playing host to the Letcher County Central Cougars. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. And right now, JB, it's rained all day.
That's right.
It's been a downpour. 50 days, 50 nights is what it's felt like.
Yes.
This field has been tarped off, but mist still continues to dissipate throughout the air tonight. And this will be, believe it or not, 12th game of the season. First
That's
time
right.
Corbin has played in any type of weather condition whatsoever tonight.
Yes, yeah, it's been perfect all season long, and you're right. A little bit of rain tonight, a little bit of rough conditions, but the ground crew, the tarp, all that has the field looking great in great shape. And again, just want to say hello high atop the T107 Red Hound Radio booth, and great football weather. Feels like football weather tonight. And, Hounds rolling in against the Cougars from Letcher County, like you just said, at perfect right here in the dog pound. And Letcher County, great running game, so should test the Hounds' defense up front. Should be a really, really fun football game tonight, especially, in the second round of the playoffs. So win or go home, got to be ready, Hounds, tonight.
Really, really tight contest. Letcher County, number 8 in the RPI right now across the state. Corbin, number 1 in 4A. These are two teams that like to score with the football. They're actually 1 and 2 in scoring offenses. The top-ranked scoring team, of course, is going to be Letcher County Central, lighting up the scoreboard more than anybody else in the class.
Right.
4A football, doing it kind of a one-man gang approach. Quarterback has put up some explosive numbers this year. This is going to be the best football team Corbin has played in several weeks since they traveled to Northern Kentucky and played Simon Kenton for sure.
Yeah, a really, really good football team. Almost, Letcher County coming in here, a little bit of a tough draw for the Hounds in the second round. Usually a lot of times you don't face that really, really tough opponent till that third round. But, to me, Ronnie, tonight really fits well for the Hounds. The Hounds need a test. We've looked all season long, at the last 5 football games, the Hounds haven't even been scored on. So should be a really, really good test for the Hounds tonight, especially in the running game. Like you mentioned earlier, the one-man gang of, the quarterback for the Letcher County Cougars, Jonah Little, has got 1,700 yards and 32 rushing touchdowns. So tonight the Hounds need to start fast and, get Jonah Little shut down, that's for sure.
Kind of video game style numbers.
Yes, that's right.
From the quarterback position, 70 of 133, 1,143 yards through the air, 13 and 8. Touchdown to interception ratio. That's something to keep your eye on. Corbin turns people over at a rate probably got to be top 5 in all classes of football.
No
Corbin's
doubt.
Turnover differential has been eye-popping this year. Been a turnover every single game, a lot of times multiple turnovers.
Yeah, just, you talk about the defense. The Hounds on the season, 24 turnovers, 7 forced fumbles, 7 fumbles recovered, 17 interceptions. The Hounds have been ball hawks all season long. So you look at the other side of it, the Cougars come in, Jonah Little, like we said a minute ago, he runs the football, only completing 52%, when he has to throw the football. So, for me tonight, Ronnie, I think the Hounds need to get the Cougars kind of one-dimensional, force the Cougars to have to do what they don't want to do, throw the football, and should set the Hounds defense, offense, and special teams up for success tonight.
Looking across the field, captain's about to take midfield for the coin toss, something that kind of jumps off the page. I mean, it jumps off pretty routinely. I think something to keep an eye on is the size of the rosters between the school. Corbin probably going 2-to-1 on roster size. That really plays a big difference when you get in tight football games.
Yeah, and I think you're exactly right. You look right here, we're at the 50-yard line looking down at the field, and the Hounds right at, almost 100 strong, 90 to 100 strong in players. The Letcher County Cougars, at 38 players. So
almost 3-to-1.
Yes, almost 3-to-1. So have a lot of two-way players going tonight. Look for that third and fourth quarter to really play dividends for the Hounds, where the Cougars have to go both ways, and the Hounds have a lot of players that just, play that one way. So fatigue, even though it's late in the season, fatigue could be a really, really big factor tonight in this football game.
Iconically, Corbin, usually a program that prides itself on its ability to run the football, has ran the football really well this year. This has definitely emerged as a pass-first team in the second half of the season. That really, it's not, I'm not going to say it's a fatigue matter, and a lot of people talk about how much running the ball wears you down. Throwing the ball can wear down a defensive line very quickly. Teams that have to pass rush a lot,
That's right.
a lot,
Yep.
and run sideline to sideline. You can put fatigue on folks just by playing that intermediate passing game.
Yes.
And we've seen teams, Corbin, been able to do that this year.
Yeah, exactly. And coaching them for the Hounds, he'll throw the little jet screen to the right, the jet screen to the left, and then, run Cam Combs, the Hounds leading rusher, up in there. And you look at the statistics right there. Cade Elam firing on 75% completion percentage. So really, really good decision maker for the Hounds quarterback, on the offensive side of the football. And you're right, you just wear down the team with the throwing game, wear down the team with the running game. The Hounds have been very, very balanced this season. 2,000 yards in the rushing game, 2,000 yards in the passing game. So if you shut down the run, the Hounds can, throw the football. If you shut down the pass, the Hounds can turn around and run the football at you with Cam Combs. So really, really, offense that the Hounds have tonight.
Around the midfield stripe, Corbin won the toss. They've deferred till the second half, so Letcher County Central will start the game with the football. Going to answer a lot of questions surrounding this game. Number one, Corbin's ability to stop the run.
That's right.
And Corbin's ability to stop an explosive quarterback. Not a lot of teams have done so.
Yes.
A kid coming in the game 150 yards passing a game and over 150 yards rushing a game. That's a really eye-popping video game style statistic. Got to shut down Jonah Little tonight.
Oh, you do. And, if you're the Hounds defense, Coach Greer, Coach Mills, you got to find number 7, Jonah Little. The offense stops and starts with Jonah Little for the Letcher County Cougars. Like you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, just running the football all over the place, 32 touchdowns, 1,700 yards on the ground. So, we'll see a lot of wildcat. We'll see a lot of, movement and a lot of window dressing, if you will, a lot of motion, whatever. But at the end of the day, you got to find number 7, Jonah Little. County Cougars.
Fireworks getting ripped off in the western end zone right now. Not a big capacity crowd. I suspect a lot of you are listening to this radio broadcast due to the weather tonight. If you're watching WKYT or your friends and family are, shame them immediately. They need
That's
to be
right.
on the radio dial, T1073.com. A minute and a half till we kick this one off. Give us keys to victory tonight for the Hounds to put number 12 in the record book.
All right, the Hounds remain perfect tonight. JB keys the game. Number 1, defensively, of course, we just talked about it. Have to find number 7, Jonah Little, the one-man gang for the Cougar offense. Everything runs, through Jonah Little, so shut down number 7. Number 2, 3 words for the Hounds: physical, turnovers, and explosive. Physical, play tough, physical football all night long. Turnovers, as always. You want to take care of the football. No turnovers in big games. Explosives, Hounds, big 3. Cade Elam, Cam Combs, Carter Stewart keep creating explosive plays on offense. Number 3, play with a lead. Start fast, get points on the board, and force the Cougars to play from behind and have to play catch-up. And then number 4, Hounds, second round of the playoffs, have to be ready to go from start to finish. It's, again, win or go home tonight. And, Hounds, keep your eyes on the prize towards Kroger Field.
There you have it, keys to victory. Both teams taking the field right now. We're about a minute till we kick this one off. May have taken the field prematurely. Letcher County Central coming out in electric blue pants, white tops, blue numbers, and bright chrome helmets. Cougar on one side, American flag on the other. Ball is teed up and kicked into play. Corbin, traditional red uniforms. Baker's got the ball teed up, and we're set to go. But approach, puts the toe to it. Line drive, high end over end kick, going to sail out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, good job again by Jacob Baker, the Hounds kicker right there. Field position plays a huge part in the football game as you go through the football game. And Jacob Baker really, kind of gets the Letcher County Cougars pinned a little bit. And we'll see that all night long, the great job that, in the punting game and, in the field goals, touchbacks, just does a great job setting up the defense for success right here.
Cougars break the huddle 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Little starts in the shotgun. Wide receiver split out each way, wing, tight end, and running back all inside. He'll take the snap, design quarterback run across the left side. Not a lot of running room there. Going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Forward progress might have gave him a yard or 2 on the carry. Going to set up 2nd and 9.
Yeah, and exactly what you want to see right there. On the hit, you look at the defense, the Hounds' big front 4. The Hounds with that four-man front, and then the 3 backers. Looks like number 52, Peyton Jordan, coming up first on the hit right there. And then, of course, the Hounds tackling leader, Zane Hammock, in on the play right there. Great job, great start for the Hounds defense.
Tight bunch set on second down. Little in the shotgun. Toss sweep to his running back towards the away sideline. Going to be wrapped up in the backfield for a loss. Israel Summers going to lead the charge there. Going to lose about 3 yards on the toss sweep.
Exactly, and Israel Summers just doing a great job all season long. We saw him a couple games ago with the scoop and score, and then, Israel Summers, just making plays all over the field. And that's what we've talked about again, Ronnie. The defensive line for the Hounds can play sideline to sideline. They're not stuck in that box. They can play sideline to sideline, and that's definitely what you need right here against the Cougars and Jonah Little.
2 tight ends on 3rd and 11. Little in the shotgun. Wing and a running back flank him as well. Sets to throw, has some time. Fires over the middle, almost intercepted.
Wow.
Almost had Xander Curry coming down with another pick from that free safety spot. Nonetheless, incomplete. Red Hound defense pitches the 3 and out on the opening possession of the football game.
Yeah, exactly how you want to start. We talked about it a minute ago. You get the Cougars behind the chains. You get them in 3rd and long. You force the Cougars to have to throw the football. You make them one-dimensional, and you see what happens right there. Again, Xander Curry doing a great job at free safety and, knocking that football down. So Hounds, really good job on defense.
Little in punt formation, fields the snap. No rush. He's going to get an end-over-end kick fielded by Stewart at the midfield stripe. Picks up a block and now runs to the home sideline at the 45, at the 40, hit the 30. Going to step out of bounds right around the 25-yard line. Good return from Carter Stewart to break open the game. Hounds going to start their first possession in the red zone.
Yeah, just a really good job right there. Carter Stewart just settling under the punt and then getting really good blocking around that right side. And then, like you just said, setting up the Hounds offense. Again, field position. The Hounds start this drive, in great, in great position right here to attack and put points on the board.
Elam starts the drive, 1st and 10 at the Letcher County 22-yard line. Bunch set to the right, 1 wide receiver to the left. Comes in at running back, brings Wells in motion. He'll flake the handoff to him, quarterback draw up the middle. He'll search for it about the 15-yard line. Gain of about 7 on the inside carry, sets up 2nd and 3.
Yeah, just a good read right there. A little bit of RPO action in the backfield by quarterback Cade Elam. And, he can, of course, throw the football. We all know that. But then if he needs to run it, he's got 49 carries, 350 yards, and 12 touchdowns run the football. So Cade Elam, no problem hitting it up in there between the tackles.
2nd and 3. Elam in the shotgun, twin wideouts, pump fake. Fires into the flat to the check down. Got Petrosky right around the 10-yard line. Picks up about 4 on the out route. Going to be enough to move the sticks for the Red Hound first down.
Yeah, just another good play right there. Throws it out to the flat. Eli Petrosky brings the catch in. And, again, just speaks to the offense. You need to run the football, no problem. You need to throw the football, no problem. The Hounds really, really balanced, can attack you in a lot of different ways. And, it all starts right there at quarterback Cade Elam.
1st and 10. Elam in the shotgun, trips to the left. One running back split out to the left. Going to give off up the middle. Elam breaks off the left side. Going to walk into the end zone for the touchdown.
Wow, just a good job right there by the Hounds offensive line up front. You're getting that one back set with Cam Combs, the Hounds rushing leader. You put the ball in his hands and just let him pick where he wants to run. And, he gets to that end zone in a hurry. So great job right there by number 18, Cam Combs. Again, the Hounds rushing leader. You need to throw, you need to run, whatever you need to do. The Hounds offense just being firing all cylinders, especially right here in this first drive.
Baker on for the extra point try. Snap is down, kick is up and away. Low kick, but it splits the uprights. 9:34 remaining in the first quarter play. Corbin strikes first. They're on top 7-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. It's called Forward Pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at $19.99 a month and includes unlimited talk and text. Add 3 gigabytes of data, $29.99 per month. 6 gigabytes, $39.99 per month. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus. Just $89.99 per month with 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features of postpaid service without the long-term commitment. It's Forward Pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless. Unlimited data plus, slows to 1 megabyte per second. Past 50 gigabytes of use.
9:34 remaining in the first quarter of play. Corbin on top 7-0 over Letcher County Central. Second round of the playoffs. Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. Teams are on the field. Baker has the ball teed up, ready to tee it up and kick it away. He'll approach, put the boot to it. High end over end kick, going to careen towards the end zone and out the back for the touchback to for 2 on the game on kickoff attempts.
Yeah, just another touchback right there. Of course, we talk about it all the time. The Hounds have kind of come accustomed to just Jacob Baker putting it in the end zone, but just a really, really big advantage right there when you can set your defense up for success, right out of the gate. So, again, just a great job right there by the special teams led by Jacob Baker to set the Hounds defense up right here.
Second drive, same starting spot as before. Letcher County going to open up 1st and 10 on their own 20-yard line. Little's going to clear the backfield, trips to the left, twins to the right, 5 wide receivers across the field. Quarterback draw. Now he heads towards his own sideline, puts his foot in the dirt, tries to find some running room upfield, might find 3 or 4 on the quarterback keeper. Lots of running room there. Good contain there by the Red Hound defensive front.
Yeah, really good job right there. Jacob Baker, kind of that rover position, that outside backer coming in, making the hit for the Hounds D. And again, like we said a minute ago, just going to be a lot of window dressing. We saw the empty set right there, and Jonah Little just trying to, get free right there on first down.
Wide trips to the right for the Cougars. Little gives the handoff, actually pulls it, keeps it up the gut himself for a couple yards there on the read option play. Still not close to the yard to get. Still going to be 3rd and short here for Letcher County, looking for their first down of the game.
Yeah, just, Jonah Little hitting it up inside with a little bit of the RPO action. Peyton Jordan, number 52, number 76, Jace Hatfield, the D tackles in there, doing a good job finding Jonah Little. So, again, brings up a third down right here, Ronnie. Again, Hounds looking to get off the field again. So, really good job by the Hounds defense.
3rd and 2, 3 wide receivers on the field. Little operating out of the shotgun. It's a snap, kind of a misdirection play. Going to throw it out of bounds. Looks like not everybody was on the same page there. Ball was snapped about half the offensive line. Surprised they didn't blow that dead.
Yes.
But no choice. Little had to get rid of that one. Incomplete. So 4th and 2. Looks like Letcher County puts it in the punt unit on the field.
Yeah, I think so. We're going to send the punt unit on the field right here. And, again, at 4th and 2, 4th and 3 right here, Ronnie, you do want to make sure your eyes are, looking at maybe the fake or whatever that the Letcher County Cougars may have. But, again, the Hounds defense answers the bell right there and does a great job.
Defense staying on the field right now. Letcher County in punt formation, going to be blown dead. Preliminary indication. Looks like it's going against Letcher County. Look at the call here from the wide hat. Substitution infraction going to go against Letcher County. Probably going to alleviate some concerns about that fake punt. Corbin probably going to go to punt return now.
That's right, yeah. You right here, Hounds get to reset on defense, but, the Hounds with the penalty get reset on defense and ready to go.
Letcher County in punt formation. Stewart back around his own 50 to receive it. Fields the punt. Corbin does not rush it. Puts the boot to it. It's another end-over-end kick. Going to land at the 45. Take a Letcher County roll out of bounds. It'll come to rest right around the 35-yard line. So still really solid field position for Corbin to start their drive. Started on the 50. The last drive, or the 25, going to start on their own 35 this time night. A little more room to flex the muscles and throw the football.
Yeah, exactly. And, you get to see a little bit more right here offensively. The Hounds on their second possession, you get to open up a playbook a little bit. Do you run the football? Do you throw the football? Of course, the Hounds with the really, really balanced offense. You never know what to settle in, settle in on. So, Cade Elam, of course, leading the charge right here.
Twin wideouts each way for Elam in the shotgun. Throws the rocket screen, hauled it in the flat by Stewart, up to the 40, up to the 44-yard line. Picks up about 9 on the screen reception. That'll set up 2nd and 1.
Good job right there. Carter Stewart just catching a little screen out to the right and then, getting north and south in a hurry. So, a good, really good start right there to the Hounds, the Hounds drive, in this first quarter.
Elam looks to the sideline on 2nd and 1. Corbin going no huddle, but not in a quick hurry. He'll have 3 wide receivers, twins to his left, 1 wide out to his right, running back flanking him on either side, operating out of the shotgun. Handoff going to Combs up the middle, big hole across the 50, picks up a block at the 40. He's going to take it to the house. 10-5, Cam Combs, touchdown.
My goodness, I tell you, you get the numbers in the box. If Cade Elam sees it, he gets the football to Cam Combs, the Hounds rushing leader. He just, gets behind that big red wall, bends it back out to the right sideline, and then gets north and south for the touchdown. Again, the Hounds really doing a great job, reading the defense, seeing what the Letcher County Cougars are in, and then attacking. And right there, Cam Combs, big score for the Hounds.
Second rushing touchdown of the night from Cam Combs. Baker on for the extra point try. Snap is down, kick is up and through the uprights and good. 7:14 remaining in the first quarter of play. Corbin on top 14-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
That's a 15-yard penalty for not eating at Bubby's Barbecue in Corbin. You can go deep with Bubby's all-you-can-eat buffet with all your favorites for one low price. That's right, all you can eat, not just one measly old plate. And there's never a personal foul on the fine staff at Bubby's Barbecue. They're friendly and fast and will always treat you like you're a part of the Bubby's family. You'll always score big and win the game when it comes to choosing Bubby's Barbecue in Corbin. Phone 258-9070 for Bubby's Barbecue of Corbin.
7:14 remaining in the first quarter of play. Corbin's jumped out to a 14-0 lead. Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in your T107 broadcast booth. They're rushing right back into the action. Baker on, kicks it. Low line drive kick, going to take a bounce. Finally going to be fielded at the Letcher County 5. Return up to the 15. He's going to be met by a pack of hounds and driven into the dirt. I think forward progress is going to put him at the 15-yard line, so it's no touchback, but it's worth starting field position for Letcher County.
And that's what's so cool to me, Ronnie. Number 19, Dawson Coffey, number 30, Nashawn Brooks on the hit. But, Jacob Baker wants to set you up to 20. He can get that touchback. But we've seen it all season long. If he wants to get you a little bit, in tougher field position, he kicks that kind of down and dirty kick and, makes you recover and try to run the football. So, again, the Hound Special Teams unit doing a great job in coverage right there.
1st and 10. Going to start at the 13-yard line. Little running back flanking him on either side. He's going to give across the left side. No running room there. Going to make it back to the original line of scrimmage. No gain on the inside zone.
Wow, and just a good job right there by D-tackle Peyton Warren. You see Jonah Little, give the football, and then, kind of run to that right side. So you think a lot of defenders are going to be drawn to number 7, Jonah Little, but really good read. Peyton Jordan, comes in there and hits the running back, to shut the running game down. So good job by the Hounds defense up front.
Little will spread the field with 4 wide receivers on 2nd and 10. Brings a receiver in motion. Going to give to him on the jet sweep across the right side. He'll rumble forward up to about the 18-yard line. Good gain there on the jet sweep. Going to be very close to the first down yardage. 3rd and short for Letcher County.
Yeah, a big run right there by number 46, Kobe Johnson, doing the RPO action. And then, number 6, Jacob Baker, number 40, Mikey Neal coming in for the hit. But, one of the most positive plays so far in this football game for the Letcher County Cougars.
Tabulation going to be 3rd and about 4. Looks like he got a little further than that. Definitely take the spot, though.
Yes.
Teed up at the 19-yard line. Little sends a wing in motion from left to right, operating out of the gun. Play fake, sits in the pocket to throw, has time, loads it up, fires over the middle of the field. Going to be intercepted.
Oh, wow.
Picked off by Xander Curry at the 50-yard line. Boy, I tell you, the numbers keep piling up for Curry.
Yes.
He's going to be looked at for all state at that safety spot.
Yeah, it's just, Xander Curry, like you just said, sitting back there at that free safety, just, keeping everything in front of him, reading the play, and interception number 7 on the season for Xander Curry. So you're exactly right, Ronnie. Xander Curry having a great season defensively for the Hounds.
A lot of contact at the top of that route there. Look, good to see the refs keep that in the pocket, but that was a lot of jostling. You'll see that when the ball hangs in the air like that. A lot of kid has to make to make a play on the football.
Yeah, the ball kind of floating a little bit, and you're right. When that ball kind of floats in the air, almost makes a little bit of a jump ball, and of course Xander Curry going to win that every time. And again, Xander Curry, 7 interceptions. That's number 7 on the football season. So just it's awesome to see when you've got that free safety that can just kind of sit back there, read the offense, and make plays, read the quarterback's eyes. And Xander Curry just doing a great job at free safety for the Hounds defense.
TV timeout on the field. Of course, you have no business on the television. If you do, at least mute them.
That's right.
Red Hat football. Right. We've been here all year. 12 games in, Corbin. 11-0 on the season. Letcher County Central, 8-3. This is matchup of 2 highly ranked RPI teams. Corbin showing, flexing its muscles right now, living up to its number one billing for sure.
Oh, exactly. And again, you look at the football field, and the first thing jumps out to me right here, again, field position. The Hounds starting this drive right at the 50-yard line. Again, we saw the Hounds set up, in the first two drives and resulting points. So, again, Hounds, kind of playing offense on one end of the field, and right here, no different, setting up right here at the 50-yard line.
Corbin has scored a lot of points this year. If you notice, the stats don't necessarily match
That's right.
those points because Corbin has played short field a great percentage of a lot of football games. That's a big reason why Corbin's 11-0.
Yes.
The turnover differential, it's staggering.
That's right. Yeah, turnovers play a big part, and the Hounds have found a lot of loose balls, all through the season.
Elam opens up in the shotgun, bunch to his right. Combs offset running back to his right as well. He'll give to Combs up the middle. Another big hole at the 40. Spins forward to the 35-yard line. Gain of 15 by Cam Combs. Going to be inching forward close to 100 yards on the night, or still in the first quarter.
Yeah, exactly. And, again, you just look at that box count and, give the ball to Cam Combs. He's going to get big yards.
Hounds to the line in a hurry. Combs gets another carry, another big hole up the middle. Now he's angling towards the home sideline, picks up a block at the 20, still on his feet, diving for the pylon. We'll wait for the call.
Wow.
Think he's going to be short, and he's marked out about 5-yard shot.
Great effort right there. Cam Combs, of course, the Hounds rushing leader. And, not sure on the stats. Of course, Jenny going to get us those stats, but 842 yards for this football game may have put Cam Combs, the Hounds leading rusher, over 1,000, right here in this first quarter.
Result of the run, 1st and goal at the Letcher County Central 2-yard line. Corbin largely been pass heavy the last 5 or 6 weeks, getting it done on the ground tonight. Combs opens up in the shotgun. Curry checks in at running back, twin wide out, split out each side. High snap, it's handled. Play fake goes to Curry. Ball is on the ground on the exchange. Letcher County Central going to force the turnover down on the goal line.
Yeah, just a little bit of miscommunication right there. So, unfortunately for the Hounds, we don't see that a lot. But, the ball on the field, and the Letcher County Cougars come up with the football. So, Letcher County Cougars have forced 15 turnovers, so far this season. 5 fumbles, 10 interceptions, fumble number 6. So, the Cougars know how to find loose balls as well. So, the Cougars come up with a big play right there.
First drive without points as Letcher County forces the turnover. They're going to start on their own 11-yard line. Little in the shotgun with 3 wide. Handoff going across the right side, trying to find some running room. Going to find a yard or 2 on the outside zone stretch play.
Yeah, again, just a really, really good job up front by the Hounds defense. Looked like number 58, Peyton Warren, number 76, again, Jace Hatfield. And, just closing the door right there. So the Hounds, again, that big front 4, and, it's been all season long. You can put pressure on the quarterback with 4. You can shut down the run with the big front 4. Just doing a good job for the Hounds defense.
Full house backfield for the Cougars on 2nd and 9. Handoff going to go to the big fullback across the right side, trying to find some running room. He'll find a few. Knees cut out from underneath him right around the 15-yard line. Sets up another 3rd down. Letcher County staring down the barrel of another 3rd down. Have not gotten a first down tonight so far.
Yeah, exactly. The Hounds doing a great job, just forcing the 3 and out. And, again, just to mention Anthony Myers right there, and, of course, on the tackle. And the Hounds tackling leader Zane Hammock finding the fullback right there. So, again, big 3rd down right here for the Hounds.
3rd and about 4 from the Letcher County Central 17. Little in the gun with 4 wide receivers, twins each way. Play fake. Now he's going to tuck it and run it himself. Lower, squares his shoulders at the 25 up to the 26-yard line. It's going to be more than enough for the first down.
Yeah, just a good little run inside by, quarterback Jonah Little. And we see Zane Hammock and Jace Hatfield in on the hit. But, Jonah Little, of course, no stranger to run the football. And, like you just mentioned, no first downs. The Cougars pick up that first down right there on that run by Jonah Little.
Result of the play, first down up to the Letcher County Central 27-yard line. Wide receivers split out each side, 1 tight end, running back on either side. Handoff going to go across the left side. Not a lot of running room there. Going to be bottled up right at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play.
Just another good job right there by D-tackle, number 58, Peyton Warren. And, we've talked all night about the defensive front, that big front four, making plays defensively. And, when you can talk about the front four of any defense, you're getting it done on defense. So, again, great job by the Hounds front four right here.
2nd and 9, Letcher County Central taking their time, breaking the huddle. Emptying out the backfield, 5 wide receivers. Trips to the right, twins to the left. Little brings a running back in motion. He'll give to him. Jet sweep. Good defensive play, tackle down at the 30-yard line. Picks up about 2 on the jet sweep. Brings up another 3rd and long for Letcher County Central.
Yeah, 3rd and long right here. And Mikey Neal, Jacob Baker coming in making a hit. And just another good job, reading the play and, getting to where the football is. So Hounds defense, again, just playing really, really good, solid defense. You think you got Jonah Little. He can, create some, make some people miss. But right there, Hounds being very disciplined, doing a great job up front.
3rd and 6. 3 wide receivers on the field for Letcher County. Sets the throw, pump fakes, got some time, loads up and fires, hangs in the air, incomplete. Had some contact at the top of the route. Don't know if that ball was catchable or not. It was woefully underthrown. Nonetheless, result of the play, incomplete. Going to shut up a 4th down.
Yeah, Joe Lester right there, the right corner for the Hounds, doing a good job, able to kind of stay close to the receiver and, get the incompletion. So, again, good job, by the Hounds defense to force this big play right here.
4th and 6, ball resting at the Letcher County Central 31-yard line. Looks like they may be bringing the punting unit out onto the field. That's the right call right now at this game.
Yeah, exactly. Early in the football game, you got to punt it away, and try to live to fight another day.
Corbin not convinced. They stay in the defensive front. Rugby-style punt. Puts a high end-over-end kick, going to land at the 30, take a Letcher County Central roll. It'll finally come to rest right at the Corbin 15-yard line. Good kick there. Jonah Little put the boot to it all while running nonetheless. But, boy, I tell you, as much as it's rained today, the tarp really
It did.
Paid for itself. This field looks very dry, especially the way the ball is taking rolls on these punts.
Yeah, exactly. And good point right there. You think, you've got a big, rain all day long and the punt's going to kind of check up. But, the field's pretty dry and a really good punt right there by the Cougars of Letcher County.
Elam opens the drive with trips to his left, one wide receiver to his right. Curry's his running back, offset to the left. Curry gets the call across the right side. No running room there. He's going to barely make it back to the line of scrimmage. Not even lost half a yard on the carry.
Yeah, I think so. Just another run up in there on that right side. Xander Curry, trying to hit it up in there. But unfortunately for the Hounds, not able to get, much of a gain. So, sets the Hounds up right here, offense up right here in a little bit of a tough spot, backed up against the shadow of their own end zone.
He will lose a yard. It's 2nd and 11. Elam in the gun. He's going to hand off up the middle to Curry. Does have some running room now. Up to the 25, up to the 30. Finally brought to rest at the 32-yard line. More than enough for a Red Hound first down. Corbin going to go quick, no huddle here.
Yeah, good job right there by the Hounds. Just, going with the kind of the same look, the same play, and, really gashing the Cougars of Letcher County.
Corbin to the line in a hurry. Flags come a-flying as the ball is snapped. Going to get hit with a false start penalty here. That's the call.
Yep. Tough break for the Hounds. A lot of times if you're moving fast, you're trying to get people set. And unfortunately right there, the penalty flag comes out. But, again, just trying to take advantage, trying to find mismatches. Coach Elam, the offensive coordinator for the Hounds, trying to find those mismatches and, do some damage, on the offensive side of the football.
Letcher County Central, 2 high safeties on the field. Corbin probably will continue to run the football with that look. They do so here on first down. Hand off to Curry up the middle. Spots up to the 32-yard line. Picks up about 5 on the inside zone play.
Good little run right there. Again, if you get that box count, the Hounds look at that. Cade Elam, he's going to run the football. And, another good run in there behind that big front 5 of the Red Hounds offensive line, led by big number 74, Franklin West.
I think Letcher County Central not going to give up the deep ball tonight, but it is giving them susceptibility in the run game. Corbin will throw it on second down. Elam under pressure, going to tuck it and run it himself up to the 35. Bowls a defender over at the 40. Finally brought to rest up at the 44-yard line. Good run by Cade Elam there. That's enough for the Red Hound first down.
Yeah, and again, just speaks to the decision-making. Cade Elam, a sophomore, nothing there. He's going to pull the ball and run it. If there's something there, he's going to take the big shot. So
that's a big blitz, too.
Yeah, so almost like a really, really good point guard, if you will, back there. Cade Elam, just a great, great decision-maker, and speaks to why, he has 75% completion percentage on the season. So, again, just a great decision right there to pull the ball and run the football by Cade Elam.
Corbin going to be content to take this one into the second quarter of play. 1 in the books and 3 to go at the end of the first quarter of play. Corbin leads Letcher County Central 14-0. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Hometown Bank is proud of their name because Hometown Bank is proud of the hometowns they're in. In fact, their name is their mission, which is to take care of the communities in which they work and live. Hometown Bank is always here to help, so if you're buying a house, remodeling your kitchen, or need a home equity loan to combine other debt, come see Hometown Bank and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you've been in business since 1954, you have to be doing something right. At Owens Auto Repair, they believe in honesty, service, and that hard work can still get you somewhere. Owens offers a complete line of truck and auto parts, as well as their custom-made hydraulic hoses, weather guard toolboxes, utility beds, and Sherwin-Williams auto paint. They also offer auto repair for cars, trucks, and RVs, and of course have top name brand tires. And they do towing and recovery. Owens Auto Repair, located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway.
At the top of the second quarter, Corbin on top of Letcher County Central, 14-0 your score here at Campbell Field here in the second round of the playoffs. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. Corbin has the ball offensively, 1st and 10 on their own 44-yard line. Been a pass-first offense.
Yes.
Got the second half of the season with getting it done on the ground tonight. I think that a lot to do with the scheme Letcher County Central is playing defensively.
Yeah, exactly. The Letcher County
Corbin's rehuddling.
Yeah, got 2 safeties, so you're right, Ronnie. Anytime you see 2 safeties, of course, the Hound's going to run the football. And, Letcher County, like you just said, they're going to protect against the big play.
Elam in the shotgun with twin wideouts each way. Play action, sets the throw, loads up, fires, left sideline. Trying to find Petrosky in and out of his hands. Would have been a great one-handed grab down the left sideline. Couldn't come up with it. Incomplete.
Yeah, just a tough break right there. But the cool thing to me right there.
That was good coverage, too.
Yeah, good coverage and good protection by the Hounds' offensive line. But again, it would have been a tough catch, no doubt about it, by Eli Petrosky. But, Cade Elam puts that football, where only, Eli Petrosky can come down with the football. So,
yes.
Again, really, really good job right there by quarterback Cade Elam.
Same formation on 2nd and 10. Handoff going to go to Combs. He breaks the 45 up to the 50, down to Letcher County territory at the Cougar 49-yard line. Gain of 6 on the inside zone. Now 3rd and a manageable 3 yards to go.
Yeah, just a good tough run in there. Cam Combs, sitting, Cade Elam sitting that gun formation. You give the ball to Cam Combs, knows what to do. Really, really good run in there behind that offensive line.
Combs comes out. Xander Curry checking in at running back for the Hounds. Still operating out of the shotgun with 4 wide receivers. 3rd and 3. Cougars show blitz. Elam handoff. Gonna lose a yard on the play. He's gonna be stopped dead at the 50-yard line. 4th down and about 4 to go. Decision time for Coach Greer.
Yeah, decision time. A little bit of a high snap. Cade Elam gets the football okay and gets the handoff, but unfortunately, the Hound's going to be shut down right there on that run.
Punt team comes on the field. That's a good call right here. I mean, it could go for it very easily, but the way your defense is playing, you want to keep the Cougars in the long field.
Exactly. You don't want to give the Cougars anything, to kind of get fired up about. So great call right here by Coach Greer.
Baker on to punt it away. It's a rocket. High spiraling kick going to land at the 15 and take a Red Hound bounce inside the 10. comes to rest at the 8. Great kick by Jacob Baker.
Yeah.
A lot of folks, a lot of internet websites have him the top punter in the United States of America. That's why.
Yes, exactly. And I'm voting for Jacob Baker, number one punter. That's right. And again, just speaks again to the, a lot of times it goes unnoticed, but just field position, and you make the smart decision. You punt the football away. You pin the Cougars deep in their own territory, and turn the football game over to the defense. So really, really good job by Jacob Baker.
They don't hand out invitations to the Ray Guy kicking camp.
That's right. That's right.
Baker won the punting competition, by the way. Little in the shotgun, 1st and 10 on his own 7-yard line. Design quarterback run across the right side. No running room there. Going to be wrapped up for a loss on that right side.
Yeah, just a good job up front by the Hounds. Again, 52, Peyton Jordan in on the hit. And that big front four, just kind of turning loose. Again, eyes all on Jonah Little, number 7 for the Cougars. Again, dialing it in there, finding, Jonah Little and making the tackle. Again, great job by the Hounds front four.
No gain on the play, makes it 2nd and 10. 10 minutes left in the first half. Corbin up 14-0. Little in the gun with twin wideouts each way. Loads up, fires the screen pass over the running back's head and incomplete, trying to find Isaac Matthews, his tailback on the swing route. Can't hook up in space. Now it's 3rd and 10 for Letcher County Central.
Yeah, and thought maybe if Matthews would have been able to come up with a football, may have had some yards around that little screen. But, a little bit of a break for the Hounds defense. The little miscommunication, the ball falls down. So, right there, good job, good break. And Hounds defense reset right here.
3rd and 10, Letcher County backed up in the shadow of their own goalpost. Tight bunch formation, offset to the left for Little, operating out of the shotgun. He's going to roll. Right-handed quarterback has to square his body. Loads up and fires over the middle of the field. Picked off. Jeremiah Gilbert got it to the 25. Still on his feet down to the 12-yard line. Interception number 2 for this Red Hound defense tonight. Turned him over again. Corbin starting in Cougar red zone territory.
Yeah, just a great job right there, Jeremiah Gilbert, reading the quarterback size, Jonah Little, again, rolling against his body, having to throw it against the grain a little bit, and, a little bit of a misfire right there by Jonah Little, the quarterback for the Cougars. And, the Hounds defensive backs take advantage and, get the turnover right there.
Corbin comes to the line. They're going to start on the Cougar 12-yard line. Twin wideouts in tight to the left. Elam hands off to Wells towards those twins. Cuts out, heading for the pylon, going to walk it into the end zone for a touchdown. Thinks this might be coming back on a hold.
Yeah, really good, good play design, to the left side, and Brody Wells really using his blockers. But, you just said it, Ronnie. I think this play may be coming back right here, for the Hounds offense.
Hard to see it any other way.
Yeah.
Holding, going to go against Corbin. That's your call. Going to negate the Wells touchdown. They'll try it again. That's a spot foul, so I don't know where they flagged it at. Looks like they're finally going to spot it. If they've marked it off, looks like it's resting at the 15. So not a horrible penalty other than negating the touchdown. Certainly doesn't affect too much down and distance-wise.
That's right, yeah. And again, if you're the Hounds, you just reset right here and, line up, get behind that big offensive line, let Cade Elam do his thing, and, try to put some more points on the board.
Same formation, flip the field, though. Handoff going to go to Combs across the left side. He's going to be met at the line of scrimmage, stood up, and no gain on the play. 2nd and long now.
Yeah, good job by the Cougars right there to kind of stack up the Hounds and Cam Combs on the run around that left side. So, brings up, again, if you're the Hounds with this lead right here, you want to keep pounding, keep putting points on the board. So, Hounds really need to kind of push the issue and see if they can get some, another score right here.
2nd and 12. Elam has trips spread out to his right, one wide out on the left. Shotgun formation is Cougars show blitz, and they bring it. Loads up and fires the screen. Hauled in by Stewart. Picks up a great block at the 10. Walk it in for the touchdown.
Wow.
Carter Stewart, first passing reception touchdown of the night.
Yeah, just a good job right there. And to me, it all stops and starts right there again. Just a great throw by Cade Elam out to the right, the little, kind of the little screen out there to the right side, and Carter Stewart catches the football and then gets some really, really good blocking out in space and then gets to the end zone. So, again, Cade Elam, just a really, really good throw to Carter Stewart, the Hounds' leading receiver right there to put some more points on the board.
Baker for his third PAT try of the night. Snap is down. It's handled. Kick is up and through the uprights and good. 8:37 left in your first half of play. Your score, Corbin 21, Letcher County Central nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Have you been in a car accident? Whiplash is a common injury and very painful, leading to years of health problems. Discover a chiropractor that uses digital x-rays and will not twist your neck. Call and make your appointment with me, Dr. Deidre Pennington, and experience the difference at Pennington Wellness Chiropractic and Massage. Phone 606-261-2053.
If you're having problems, trust our Grammy. We do!
$8:37 remaining in your first half of play. Your score, Corbin 21, Letcher County Central nothing here at Campbell Field. Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett on your radio dial. Elam to Stewart from 15 yards out for the score. Has it 21-0 as Baker will approach the kickoff, put the toe to it. End over end kick going to sail towards the back of the end zone, out for a touchback. That's 3 of 4 tonight.
Yeah, and I look up that scoreboard and see the big 0. It's 5 games and counting.
Yes.
Are you kidding? The defense just doing a great job.
21 quarters.
Yes, 21.
With no touchdown, no scores.
21 quarters. How do you do that? Just great job defensively by the Hounds. 21 quarters and counting on scoreless quarters. So, again, great job by the Hounds.
Pistol formation for the Cougars. They open up on their own 20-yard line. Little going to hand off up the middle. No running room there. Actually going to lose a yard on the inside handoff.
Wow, look back, number 37, Zane Hammock, number 56, Big Troy Faulkner in there on the hit. And again, the Letcher County Cougars offense just really kind of fitting into the Hounds defense. Of course, everybody has the last 5 games of the season, but really that big front four, again, I can't, talk about that big front four enough. And, of course, you look at the defensive backs, just everybody really doing a great job defensively for the Hounds.
2nd and 11, Little in the shotgun, running back flanking him on either side. He'll send one running back in motion into the flat, play action. Ball slips out of his hands, trying to hook up on the running back screen in the flat. I think the ball just got loose from his throwing hand there.
Yeah, I think so, and that's what you want to see. You want to force number 7, Jonah Little, to have to throw the football, and the Hounds have done just that. So anytime you can force Jonah Little to throw the football instead of run the football, you're going to be successful. And again, the Hounds defense just really doing a good job to kind of find Jonah Little in the running game and force Jonah Little to have to throw the football.
Most likely going to have to do so here on 3rd and 11, backed up to their own 19-yard line. Wide receivers each way. Tight ends in tight. Going to hand off on the draw. Trying to find some running room. He's not going to find any. Wrapped up at the 20-yard line. Mikey Neal leading the charge. Boy, it looked like there was a lot of daylight there. It closed so fast.
Yeah.
Only got a yard on the zone play.
Exactly. I thought there was a little bit of daylight like you just said, and then out of nowhere, Mikey Neal comes out of his outside linebacker position and closes the door. So, again, the Hounds defense just, really doing a good job, forcing the Letcher County Cougars into positions that they're not used to.
Cougars in punt formation. Red Hounds going to keep the defense on the field. High snap, he fields it. Rugby-style kick. High altitude on it, end over end. Going to land at the 40. Going to roll a little bit in the Cougar way. Inside the 30-yard line, going to be down right around the Corbin 27. Good little kick there.
Yes.
On the rugby-style, Red Hounds going to take over 1st and 10. Pretty good field position on their own 27-yard line.
Yeah, again, Hounds resetting right here on offense, and, a pretty good punt right there by the Letcher County Cougars. But, again, Hounds defense, get that 3 and out, get things settled down. And, again, just looking to put more points on the board. And the Hounds have been, whether you need to run it, whether you need to pass it, just really, really balanced attack, as they have all season long.
Timeout on the field. Actually, Letcher County Central going to take a timeout. We'll take one as well. 6:58 left in your first half of play. Corbin 21, Letcher County Central nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, you know why we're here. The football season is back! Woo! And since that's too amazing to miss a single second's worth, Pepsi is officially giving you permission to always put football first. Like, maybe those in-laws are back in town. Well, better hope they're football fans because your Sunday is completely booked. Long story short, crack open a Pepsi and don't let anything get between you and your football watching. With love, Pepsi, made for football watching. That's what I like.
$6:58 remaining in your first half of play. Corbin on top of Letcher County Central 21-0 here at Campbell Field. Second round of the playoffs, region championship game. Corbin starting out strong, 21-0 lead. Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett on your radio dial. A little eye-popping stat here from Jenny's pen to our mouths, right. JB. 45 total yards for Letcher County Central right now. One first down allowed. Yes. On the game. This is the highest scoring team in Class 4A football.
I mean, are you kidding?
Stymied.
Are you kidding? How do you do that? I mean, we're sitting here calling the game, watching the game, and you're right. That was a great point. Highest average scoring team, in the state right here, and the Hounds just 45 yards, doing a great job.
Elam operating out of the shotgun on first down. Trips to the right. He'll offset Combs to the right as well. High snap, it's handled. Play action, fires over the middle. Got Wells called in at the 35, down to the 40. Finally brought to rest at the 44-yard line. Nice little pitch and catch there for the first down. Wells back on offense. He's been sitting out a few weeks, had a little sore knee issue. So good to see him back on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, just a big, big weapon for the Hounds.
Corbin to the line in a hurry. Handoff goes to Combs across the left side. Stutter steps at the 50. He's going to take a house call down to the 30, to the 20, the 10. Walks it into the end zone for the touchdown. Hat trick for Cameron Combs on the ground tonight. Welcome to the 1,000-yard rusher
That's
club.
right. That puts him, Cam Combs, over 1,000 yards. Cam Combs takes that little handoff from Kate Elam around that left side, breaks 2 or 3 tackles, and then hits to the end zone. So, again, you said it best, Ronnie. Welcome to the 1,000-yard club right there. Cam Combs on the big run. Great job by the offensive line, and, of course, even better job by running back Cam Combs.
Baker on for the extra point try. Be his 4th attempt on the evening. Snap is down, kick is up and away through the uprights and good. 6:35 remaining in your first half of play. Corbin on top of Letcher County Central 28-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
I hate box springs. Well, here at Sammy's Furniture, we hate them so much, when you buy any mattress $7.99 and up, we're going to give you one for free. So if you're thinking, yeah, Sammy's right, if box springs were a person, I would punch them in the face. Well, guess what? You can take the price of that box spring and deduct it from any adjustable base we've got in the store, and we've got over 16 of them. Come see us today at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, folks. We're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6, Sundays from 12 to 5. We got 12 months, same as cash financing if you need it. When you pick it up, you get an extra discount on top of the free box spring that we can't wait to get out of here. Come see us today at Sammy's Furniture.
6:35 remaining in your first half of play. Corbin on top of Letcher County Central 28-0. Your score here in the second quarter. Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett on your radio dial. Corbin well on its way to capturing another region title here at Campbell Field. Baker on for the kickoff attempt. He'll approach, put the toe to it. High end over end kick, going to sail out of the back of the end zone. Another touchback on Baker's stat sheet. Doing well tonight.
Yeah, exactly. Just another touchback, and, the Hounds couldn't be playing any better. Offensively, defensively, special teams. I love the play, before the touchdown, the little RPO action. You kind of fake the run, pull up, and throw the ball right there. The Hounds just, offensively, running the football, passing the football at will against the Letcher County Cougars.
Little score from up north. Trinity's tied with Simon Kenton 13-13 right now.
Wow, that is a big score right
It's
there.
got a W over Simon Kenton, by the way. Little to the line, trips formation to the right. He's passing, pump fake. Still has time, fires down the left sideline. Got a man open. Hauled in and caught at the 50. Tackled from behind at the 35-yard line. Nice pitch and catch there.
Yes.
Really good delivery, really good reception. Letcher County Central down in Corbin territory. First time tonight.
That's right, yeah. Jeremiah Gilbert kind of in man coverage right there. And, the quarterback, Jonah Little, gives a little pump fake and then a go. And unfortunately, right there for the Hounds, the big play by the Cougars of Letcher County.
First and 10 at the Corbin 34-yard line. Signs of life. Twin wideouts each way for Little, operating out of the shotgun. He sets the throw. 4-man rush for Corbin. Has some time. Now he's wrapped up, evades, gets the ball, throws it away out of bounds. Good play from the quarterback there.
Yeah, a really good job right there. The Hounds front four teeing off, getting really good pressure on the quarterback, number 7, Jonah Little, and, making the good decision to get rid of the football and kind of, again, live to fight another day right here. So, Hounds defense, just saw the biggest play, come against them right here. So Hounds defense digging a little deeper right here.
3 wide, twins to the right, 1 to the left, wing in tight in the pistol formation for the Cougars. Inside handoff, going nowhere. He'll spin forward, actually gain a yard though. Hitting the backfield, now brings up another 3rd and long for Letcher County Central.
Yeah, good job by in there, inside by the D tackles, and, on the hit right there, number 52, Peyton Jordan, closing the door. So, the Hounds, kind of got that little platoon system with the D tackles and D ends, kind of bringing in some, a little bit of the speed rush right here. So, looks like up there, Peyton Jordan in the game, Jace Hatfield, Israel Summers, looks like Anthony Myers, to add a little speed to that pass rush right here on this big play.
3rd down at the Corbin 33, Little in the gun. Twins to the left. He set to throw, 4-man rush, has time. Pocket collapses, going to be wrapped up in the backfield for a sack. Israel Summers leading the charge for the Red Hound defensive line.
Yeah, just Israel Summers, that left defensive end spot, kind of one-on-one with that right D tackle, and, just beats the D tackle to the quarterback, gets his arm in there, and sacks the quarterback. So great job right there. Kind of that, we've seen it all season long, that bend but don't break. You see the big play 3 or 4 plays ago, but the Hounds doing a great job right there to shut down the Cougars.
Letcher County Central going to keep the offense on the field. They're going for it. Furthest they've driven tonight. Twin wideouts each way for the Cougars. Little operating out of the shotgun. Corbin sitting back soft in coverage. Going to have a timeout. Letcher County Central will take a quick one as well. 4:29 remaining in your first half of play. Your score, Corbin 28, Letcher County Central nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Our world has dramatically changed over the past couple of years. We've all had to adjust to these changing times. But one thing that has not changed is the fact that the Hart family and Tri-County Cycle Sales is still serving southeastern Kentucky with the same quality products and service after the sale since 1968. Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Polaris are the biggest names in off-road adventure and can still be found at Tri-County Cycle Sales. For your next ATV or side-by-side, stop by the place where time has stood still. Tri-County Cycle Sales, located between Corbin and London on US 25 across from Kentucky Outdoorsman.
4:29 remaining in the first half of play. Corbin 28, Letcher County Central, your score. Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. Letcher County Central going for it here on 4th down, 4th and 14 at the Corbin 37-yard line. Hit a big play.
Yes.
Kind of stalled out here as the other drives have done. Little in the shotgun, trips to his right, 1 wide receiver to his left. Back to pass, 4-man rush. Sets the throw, has time. Now he's going to tuck it and run it. Breaks a tackle up to the 30. He's going to be wrapped up by well short of the first down yardage to gain. So the Corbin Red Hound defense going to hold on 4th down, keeping that perfect shutout streak intact.
Yeah, just a good job, really. You tip your hat to the coverage of the Hounds. The front four couldn't get to Jonah Little, but, the Hounds coverage really doing a great job on the back end. And, force Little to run the football, and then the Hounds, outside backers and Brody Wells come up make the hit. So good job, kind of team defense, if you will, right there for the Hounds.
Elam to the line, 1st and 10 on his own 28. Twite bunch set to his left. Handoff going to go to Stevens across the left side. He'll fight forward to about the 34-yard line. It's a gain of about 6 on the inside zone play. It's first time we've seen Stevens back here in varsity action in a while.
Yeah, and Stevens just a freshman, so, taking that handoff almost looks like he's shot out of a cannon. Cole Stevens has really, really fast wheels, and, you saw the speed of Cole Stevens right there.
Sets up 2nd and about 4. 4 wide, but they're all in tight. Letcher County shows blitz, and they bring it wide. Zone handoff to Stevens across the 35 up to the 36. Gain of a couple. Now 3rd and about 2.
Yeah, good job right there by the Hounds front. That big offensive line led by number 67. It looks like number 67, Eli Bolton, and then Cole Stevens again makes a pretty good cut and picks up some positive yards.
3rd, and actually it's 1 yard to gain. Curry checks in at running back. Hard count. No one in the neutral zone now. Look over for an audible. Operating out of the gun on 3rd and short. Trips to his left. Ball on the right hash. 1 wide receiver to the right as well. Curry's his running back, offset to the right. Now he'll send him in motion. Fires the quick screen to Curry. Almost intercepted, but he hauls in and catches it. Tiptoes down the sideline. Just enough to pick up the first down. Good play there by Curry. Good concentration on the catch.
Yeah, exactly. The big hand comes out into the space there by the Letcher County Cougars, but pretty good throw, pretty good catch right there by Xander Curry, like you say, Ronnie, and then gets north and south in a hurry to get that first down.
Official timeout on the field. I think there's a chain issue. They reset the sticks here. Result of the play was a first down at the Corbin 41. Twin wide outs each way for Elam as he operates out of the shotgun on first down. Sets the throw. 3-man rush, lots of time, loads up, fires over the middle. He's got Stewart wide open, in and out of his hands, and dropped. Had him down at the 15. He had lots of green grass in front of him, couldn't haul in the catch.
My goodness, I tell you, just a great throw right there. Great protection. It always starts up front with the protection. Cade Elam, great protection by the big red wall, sets his feet and fires a dart to Carter Stewart, the Hounds' leading receiver, but unfortunately just unable to haul it in. But again, just great patience, great decision-making by quarterback Cade Elam.
Going to remain 2nd and 10. Same formation for the Hounds. Elam fires in the flat, trying to find Stewart on the screen. Ball was tipped at the line of scrimmage. Late tackle, going to be a late hit against Letcher County. He wrapped him up. Ball was incomplete, and he tackled him about 5 seconds later. That's an unnecessary penalty, especially when you're trailing by 4 scores.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to have that happen, and the Cougars, going to get tagged with 15 yards right here. So, sets the Hounds up to catch a break and, move the chains right here. So, big break for the Hounds and the offensive side of the football.
That penalty will move the ball into Letcher County Central territory. That's a 15-yarder, marches it all the way down to the Cougar 44-yard line. Yeah, well, you really got to be upset if you're Coach Matthews on the Letcher County Central side. 1st and 10, trips to the right. Curry remains in at running back, offset to the left as Elam operating out of the shotgun. Handoff goes to Curry, straight ahead. He'll find forward right up to the 40-yard line, gain of 4 on the inside handoff.
Yeah, just another good run up in there. Again, looking at that box count, giving it to Curry on first down, picking up positive yards. Again, Hounds moving the football, trying to, again, pile up some more points right here before the half.
Clock under 2 minutes as Corbin on top, 28-0. Corbin will get the football to start the second half as well. Same formation, trip set for the Hounds. High snap, it's handled. Fakes the handoff. Elam looking to keep it himself. Picks up a good block from Wells up to the 35, down to the 30. Elam not wisely steps out of bounds at the Cougar 25-yard line. 15-yard gain. More than enough for the Red Hound first down.
Yeah, again, just speaks again to Cade Elam. Wise beyond his years. A sophomore out there playing quarterback and, gets the RPO fake. Gets around that right side and picks up a first down for the Hounds. Steps out of bounds, and, you reset right here. So, again, another good decision and a good play right there by the Hounds, Cade Elam and the Hounds offense.
Saves Corbin from burning a timeout as well. They have all 3, but 1:41 remaining before the half. Twin wideouts each way for Elam. Stevens in at running back as Elam's back to pass. Cougars bring the blitz. Lets it fire, trying to find Petrosky over the middle. Just passes outstretched hand and incomplete. Had to fire that one under pressure. Still did a good job getting the ball out.
Yeah, again, just a little bit of pressure right there from the Cougars. One of the few times that we've seen the Cougars, put pressure on quarterback Cade Elam. But again, not afraid to stand down the gun barrel and fire the football down the field. So good job right there by the Hounds. Just to live to fight another day right here.
Combs checks in at running back. He has 3 touchdowns on the night on 2nd and 10. Cougars showing blitz. They bring it. Hand off to Combs. Lots of real estate in front of him. Picks up a block at the 10. Walking it into the end zone for the touchdown. Number 4 for Cam Combs tonight.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, just crazy stats. Crazy play right there. Cam Combs, offensive line, Red Hound offense, making it look easy. You just take that little handoff from Cade Elam, and you get north and south, run around that right side, and, just Cam Combs getting into the end zone. Again, the big score right there for the Hounds offense.
Corbin can go for 2 right here and put Letcher County Central in running clock. Don't know if they'll elect to do so. I think they will. They're going to go out of the Wildcat set. Cam Combs running the Wildcat, was the quarterback prior 3 seasons up to this one. He sends Curry in motion, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself. He'll walk into the end zone. 2-point conversion, good. We're in running clock territory in round number 2, folks. 1:29 remaining in your first half of play. Corbin's up 36-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Dreaming about enjoying time on the lake but need a boat? Or planning a road trip but not sure which RV is right for you and your family? Wildcat RV and Marine can help. With our selection of Keystone and Crossroads RVs and Mercury Low boats, we can get you in the great outdoors. We're a family-owned RV and Marine dealer with professionally trained sales and service departments. Our staff is committed to helping you find the perfect RV or boat and keep it on the road or in the water. Wildcat RV and Marine, just off I-75 in Corbin, or online at wildcatrvandmarine.com.
1:29 remaining in your first half of play. Corbin's up on Letcher County Central big, 36-0 your score. We're going to be running the clock for the remainder of the night. That's 5 games in a row Corbin's put a team, or 6 games in a row Corbin's been in running clock. Baker for the kickoff. End over end kick, going to sail out of the back of the end zone for the touchback. Now the clock will continue to roll. Minute 29 left in your first half.
And, Ronnie, I'm glad you can keep up with that because I'm starting to lose count. You put the, second round of the playoffs and you put the Letcher County Cougars, a really, really good football team, on the clock. My goodness. Just, speaks to how, the Hounds have, played football all season long.
Yeah, since Corbin has entered 4A play into the district and region pools, have not allowed a score, have failed to put a team on the running clock, have not failed to put a team on the running clock so far.
Come on. How can you do it? Yes.
Inside a minute, again, that clock's running tonight, folks. Little in the shotgun, bunch to his right, fake pitch. Now he keeps it himself opposite side. He'll gain 5 on the handoff. So it's up 2nd and 5.
Yeah, Brody Wells in on the hit right there, just doing a good job, not falling for the, the fake pitch out there to the right, just kind of has that slow read. When flow goes away, Brody Wells has that slow read, sits right in there and makes a good tackle in space. So good job right there by outside backer number 4, Brody Wells.
Cougars taking their time. One more play at least before the teams go away for the halftime break. 3 wide receivers on the field for Little. Handoff going outside. He'll put his foot in the dirt, try to find some room north and south. Won't find any. Gets about a yard. And that play is going to take us into the halftime break. At your halftime score, Corbin on top of Letcher County Central, 36-0 your count. We'll be back in 5 minutes. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. It's called Forward Pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at $19.99 a month and includes unlimited talk and text. Add 3 gigabytes of data, $29.99 per month. 6 gigabytes, $39.99 per month. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus. Just $89.99 per month with 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features of postpaid service without the long-term commitment. It's Forward Pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless. Unlimited data plus, slows to 1 megabyte per second. Past 50 gigabytes of use.
That's a 15-yard penalty for not eating at Bubby's Barbecue in Corbin. You can go deep with Bubby's all-you-can-eat buffet with all your favorites for one low price. That's right, all you can eat, not just one measly old plate. And there's never a personal foul on the fine staff at Bubby's Barbecue. They're friendly and fast and will always treat you like you're a part of the Bubby's family. You'll always score big and win the game when it comes to choosing Bubby's Barbecue in Corbin. Phone 258-9070 for Bubby's Barbecue of Corbin.
Hometown Bank is proud of their name because Hometown Bank is proud of the hometowns they're in. In fact, their name is their mission, which is to take care of the communities in which they work and live. Hometown Bank is always here to help, so if you're buying a house, remodeling your kitchen, or need a home equity loan to combine other debt, come see Hometown Bank and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you've been in business since 1954, you have to be doing something right. At Owens Auto Repair, they believe in honesty, service, and that hard work can still get you somewhere. Owens offers a complete line of truck and auto parts, as well as their custom-made hydraulic hoses, weather guard toolboxes, utility beds, and Sherwin-Williams auto paint. They also offer auto repair for cars, trucks, and RVs, and of course have top name-brand tires. And they do towing and recovery. Owens Auto Repair, located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway.
Get relief from your migraine headaches with Dr. Deidre Pennington at Pennington Wellness Chiropractic and Massage. Don't suffer for years as my wife did with monthly medications that work sometimes. Since she has been seeing Dr. Pennington, her migraines have gone away. And this is someone who had suffered for more than a decade and is now migraine-free with no monthly medications. Migraine headaches can go away with a trip to Pennington Wellness Chiropractic and Massage, located at 615 South Main Street in Corbin. Phone 606-261-2053.
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, you know why we're here. The football season is back! Woo! And since that's too amazing to miss a single second's worth, Pepsi is officially giving you permission to always put football first. Like, maybe those in-laws are back in town. Well, better hope they're football fans because your Sunday is completely booked. Long story short, crack open a Pepsi and don't let anything get between you and your football watching. With love, Pepsi, made for football watching. That's what I like.
I hate box springs. Well, here at Sammy's Furniture, we hate them so much, when you buy any mattress $7.99 and up, we're going to give you one for free. So if you're thinking, yeah, Sammy's right, if box springs were a person, I would punch them in the face. Well, guess what? You can take the price of that box spring and deduct it from any adjustable base we've got in the store, and we've got over 16 of them. Come see us today at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, folks. We're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6, Sundays from 12 to 5. We got 12 months, same as cash financing if you need it. When you pick it up, you get an extra discount on top of the free box spring that we can't wait to get out of here. Come see us today at Sammy's Furniture.
Our world has dramatically changed over the past couple of years. We've all had to adjust to these changing times. But one thing that has not changed is the fact that the Hart family at Tri-County Cycle Sales is still serving southeastern Kentucky with the same quality products and service after the sale since 1968. Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Polaris are the biggest names in off-road adventure and can still be found at Tri-County Cycle Sales. For your next ATV or side-by-side, stop by the place where time has stood still. Tri-County Cycle Sales, located between Corbin and London on US 25 across from Kentucky Outdoorsman.
Dreaming about enjoying time on the lake but need a boat? Or planning a road trip but not sure which RV is right for you and your family? Wildcat RV and Marine can help. With our selection of Keystone and Crossroads RVs and Mercury Low boats, we can get you in the great outdoors. We're a family-owned RV and Marine dealer with professionally trained sales and service departments. Our staff is committed to helping you find the perfect RV or boat and keep it on the road or in the water. Wildcat RV and Marine, just off I-75 in Corbin, or online at wildcatrvandmarine.com.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. It's called Forward Pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at $19.99 a month and includes unlimited talk and text. Add 3 gigabytes of data, $29.99 per month. 6 gigabytes, $39.99 per month. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus. Just $89.99 per month with 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features of postpaid service without the long-term commitment. It's Forward Pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless. Unlimited data plus, slows to 1 megabyte per second. Past 50 gigabytes of use.
Physical football teams at times throughout the season if you want
right.
to find something to poke at for an 11-0 squad.
Yeah.
And I thought, tonight would be a tough football game. It has not been.
No.
this has been an easy game.
Yes, and you know, you like you just said, you know, you look at those yards, and I was looking at stats as well. You know, Jonah Little coming in, again, we talk about it, 1,700 yards and 32 touchdowns by himself, the one-man gang. And, you know, you think, like you mentioned earlier in the broadcast, going to play a little bit of, you know, hold the football and, you know, slow the pace down, try to keep the, you know, the ball away from, you know, the Hounds in time possession. But, again, the Hounds defense has done a great job getting off the field, you know, in first down, second down, forcing the Letcher County Cougars having to throw the football where the Cougars don't want to be. And then, you know, you've got the defensive back sitting back there. Xander Curry, of course, with the pick. The Hounds forcing 2 turnovers in that first half. And, you know, and then getting the football back on offense and lighting up the scoreboard. So just, you know, an unbelievable football game. You know, it's been perfect in field position for the Hounds. You know, really, really great defense. You know, 1 or 2 big plays by the Cougars is all we've seen. And then, you know, on the offensive side, and again, offensive for the Hounds, you know, Cam Combs, you said it earlier, Ronnie, goes over 1,000 yards in the first half. And Cade Elam, you know, again, just being that really good point guard, delivering the football where it's supposed to be. So, you know, just a complete effort, you know, by the Hounds so far in this first half.
Still at halftime break. Again, your score, Corbin 36, Letcher County Central nothing. We'll be back with halftime stats in 5 minutes. We're going to cut away again for a 5-minute break. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
That's a 15-yard penalty for not eating at Bubby's Barbecue in Corbin. You can go deep with Bubby's all-you-can-eat buffet with all your favorites for one low price. That's right, all you can eat, not just one measly old plate. And there's never a personal foul on the fine staff at Bubby's Barbecue. They're friendly and fast and will always treat you like you're a part of the Bubby's family. You'll always score big and win the game when it comes to choosing Bubby's Barbecue in Corbin. Phone 258-9070 for Bubby's Barbecue of Corbin.
Hometown Bank is proud of their name because Hometown Bank is proud of the hometowns they're in. In fact, their name is their mission, which is to take care of the communities in which they work and live. Hometown Bank is always here to help, so if you're buying a house, remodeling your kitchen, or need a home equity loan to combine other debt, come see Hometown Bank and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you've been in business since 1954, you have to be doing something right. At Owens Auto Repair, they believe in honesty, service, and that hard work can still get you somewhere. Owens offers a complete line of truck and auto parts, as well as their custom-made hydraulic hoses, weather guard toolboxes, utility beds, and Sherwin-Williams auto paint. They also offer auto repair for cars, trucks, and RVs, and of course have top name-brand tires. And they do towing and recovery. Owens Auto Repair, located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway.
Have you been having problems with your golf swing because of pain? As a lifelong golfer, I understand how back or neck pain can affect your game. Did you know specific chiropractic treatment can help? Call and make an appointment with me, Dr. Deidre Pennington, and see why so many people are raving about Pennington Wellness Chiropractic and Massage. Phone 606-261-2053. Take a swing at being pain-free with Pennington Wellness.
If you're having problems, trust our Grammy. We do!
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, you know why we're here. The football season is back! Woo! And since that's too amazing to miss a single second's worth, Pepsi is officially giving you permission to always put football first. Like maybe those in-laws are back in town. Well, better hope they're football fans because your Sunday is completely booked. Long story short, crack open a Pepsi and don't let anything get between you and your football watching. With love, Pepsi, made for football watching. That's what I like.
I hate box springs. Well, here at Sammy's Furniture, we hate them so much, when you buy any mattress $7.99 and up, we're going to give you one for free. So if you're thinking, yeah, Sammy's right, if box springs were a person, I would punch them in the face. Well, guess what? You can take the price of that box spring and deduct it from any adjustable base we've got in the store, and we've got over 16 of them. Come see us today at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, folks. We're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6, Sundays from 12 to 5. We've got 12 months, same as cash financing if you need it. When you pick it up, you get an extra discount on top of the free box spring that we can't wait to get out of here. Come see us today at Sammy's Furniture.
Our world has dramatically changed over the past couple of years. We've all had to adjust to these changing times. But one thing that has not changed is the fact that the Hart family and Tri-County Cycle Sales is still serving southeastern Kentucky with the same quality products and service after the sale since 1968. Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Polaris are the biggest names in off-road adventure and can still be found at Tri-County Cycle Sales. For your next ATV or side-by-side, stop by the place where time has stood still. Tri-County Cycle Sales, located between Corbin and London on US 25 across from Kentucky Outdoorsman.
Dreaming about enjoying time on the lake but need a boat? Or planning a road trip but not sure which RV is right for you and your family? Wildcat RV and Marine can help. With our selection of Keystone and Crossroads RVs and Mercury Low boats, we can get you in the great outdoors. We're a family-owned RV and Marine dealer with professionally trained sales and service departments. Our staff is committed to helping you find the perfect RV or boat and keep it on the road or in the water. Wildcat RV and Marine, just off I-75 in Corbin, or online at wildcatrvandmarine.com.
Appalachian Wireless has a plan to make your life simpler. It's called Forward Pay. No contract, no credit check, no problem. Plans start at $19.99 a month and includes unlimited talk and text. Add 3 gigabytes of data, $29.99 per month. 6 gigabytes, $39.99 per month. Or take it to the max with unlimited data plus. Just $89.99 per month with 50 gigabytes of high-speed data. All the features of postpaid service without the long-term commitment. It's Forward Pay because we are you. We are Appalachian Wireless. Unlimited data plus, slows to 1 megabyte per second. Past 50 gigabytes of use.
That's a 15-yard penalty for not eating at Bubby's Barbecue in Corbin. You can go deep with Bubby's all-you-can-eat buffet with all your favorites for one low price. That's right, all-you-can-eat, not just one measly old plate. And there's never a personal foul on the fine staff at Bubby's Barbecue. They're friendly and fast and will always treat you like you're a part of the Bubby's family. You'll always score big and win the game when it comes to choosing Bubby's Barbecue in Corbin. Phone 258-9070 for Bubby's Barbecue of Corbin.
Campbell Field, looking at your halftime stats. Again, your score 36-0. Corbin on top of Letcher County Central. This is not the statistics you're used to hearing. Kate Elam only 5 pass attempts.
That's right.
On the first half, 28 yards. One of those being a touchdown. Found Carter Stewart for a 24-yard touchdown reception. You found Eli Petrosky for a 4-yard pitch and catch, another one for no gain. But on the ground's been the story of the night for Corbin. Elam's toted the rock 3 times for 34 yards. Cameron Combs, Mr. Stats tonight, 7 carries, 202 yards, 4 touchdowns on the ground. Tonight's performance put him in the 1,000-yard club on the season. Xander Curry's kept the ball 6 times for 29 yards. Brody Wells 1 for 16. He had a touchdown that was negated on a hold on the edge. Cole Stevens 2 carries for 8 yards as well. There's your halftime stats. Again, Corbin has not been running the football a tremendous amount.
That's right.
In about the last 5 or 6 games, been a pass-first offense, more of a pass-oriented offense. And tonight, Corbin, I think, liking what they see defensively and electing to keep the ball on the ground. I mean, I think that's the long and the short of what you're looking at.
Yeah, and we've talked about that, through the broadcast as the game has played out. The Hounds and Kate Elam, look at the box count, and, if it's there, you take it. And, the Hounds have definitely done that. Cam Combs, of course, you just mentioned, leading the way, running it between the tackles and just, playing lights out. Of course, the main reason he's the Hounds' leading rusher. So, again, it looks like the Cougars, a little bit of 2 high safety looks. So that, so that forces you, to run the football, And, anytime you see those 2 safeties, deep, the Hounds are going to pull it and run the football, and they've done a great job of that. So, great job by the Hounds offense, great decision-making by Kate Elam and, Bart Elam, of course, the offense coordinator, to get the Hounds in position for success. And, the Hounds have answered the bell and done a great job offensively in this first half.
I don't think it's a bad defensive approach going into tonight's game.
That's right.
To put those safeties out and man across the board.
That's right.
Because Corbin has had such a good high success rate hitting the deep ball
on
film. So, I mean, looking at playing this Corbin team, it's not a bad approach. You do have to shore that box up, though. And I think this game, if anything, is going to give defensive coordinators a little more concern about how you approach the game. I mean, we've talked about it. It would be a good job to protect that deep boundary against this team. Force Corbin to take the short game, and the short passing game, of course, has not worked out. They play a 3-man front, more of a 3-3-5 look.
Right.
A lot of bizarre defensive looks. A lot of times can cause disruption and chaos.
Yes.
And unfortunately, that is true for the Cougars on the opposite effect, cause disruption and chaos in terms of gap responsibility.
Yeah, exactly. And that defensive front for the Cougars a lot of times will cause a little bit of confusion for the offense. But the Hounds, like you said, have done a really good job running the football. And a great point right there. You come into the football game, the Hounds are going to be able to throw it and have those explosive plays. And so the Cougars are really playing a smart defense trying to take that away. But so the Hounds, content to run the football, and then you see the stats at halftime. Like you said, Cam Combs joins the 1,000-yard club, doing a great job. So, Hounds really doing a good job showing, like you said again, Ronnie, the dimensions of this offense. If you need to run it, the Hounds can run it. If you need to throw it, the Hounds can throw it, especially with those big explosive plays. So really, like you said a minute ago, given the defensive coordinators, especially moving into next week's football game, kind of those, things you're going to have to, protect and look at.
Still at your halftime break. Again, your score, Corbin 36, Letcher County Central nothing. We're going to be back in 2 minutes. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Hometown Bank is proud of their name because Hometown Bank is proud of the hometowns they're in. In fact, their name is their mission, which is to take care of the communities in which they work and live. Hometown Bank is always here to help, so if you're buying a house, remodeling your kitchen, or need a home equity loan to combine other debt, come see Hometown Bank and find out how easy working with a Hometown Bank can be. Visit the Hometown Bank nearest you. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
When you've been in business since 1954, you have to be doing something right. At Owens Auto Repair, they believe in honesty, service, and that hard work can still get you somewhere. Owens offers a complete line of truck and auto parts, as well as their custom-made hydraulic hoses, weather guard toolboxes, utility beds, and Sherwin-Williams auto paint. They also offer auto repair for cars, trucks, and RVs, and of course have top name-brand tires. And they do towing and recovery. Owens Auto Repair, located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway.
Do you have a student athlete that is suffering with a sports injury? Did you know a gentle chiropractic treatment can help with headaches, neck and back pain, even knee or ankle injuries? Call today and make your appointment with me, Dr. Deidre Pennington, and see why so many student athletes are thankful for Pennington Wellness Chiropractic and Massage. Telephone 606-261-2053.
If you're having problems, trust our Grammy. We do!
Dear past, present, and future football watchers, you know why we're here. The football season is back! Woo! And since that's too amazing to miss a single second's worth, Pepsi is officially giving you permission to always put football first. Like, maybe those in-laws are back in town. Well, better hope they're football fans because your Sunday is completely booked. Long story short, crack open a Pepsi and don't let anything get between you and your football watching. With love, Pepsi, made for football watching. That's what I like.
Halftime here at Campbell Field. Your halftime score, Corbin 36, Letcher County Central nothing. Big halftime performance from the Hounds on the ground, almost 300 yards rushing. It's got you your story of tonight's score. Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. Again, another substantive point tonight. It's been 22 quarters since somebody has put a point on this Red Hound defense.
How do you do that? I mean, I've never even almost heard of that. I'm sure that there's been somewhere along the line that's happened.
The old Rockcastle teams of the early 2000s.
I mean, really? I mean, you look at that stat. I thought tonight, of course, that's going to get shot down in a hurry. But again, the Hounds still 22 quarters with the 0 on the board. Just lights out defensively. And, of course, everything works together. Offense sets up defense, defense sets up offense, and then the special teams create the field position. So, again, just a great job in all three phases of the football game by the Hounds so far in this football game tonight.
Corbin won the toss to start the football game. They deferred till the second half, where, of course, they've elected to receive the football. Little on to kick off for the Cougars. Back deep to receive Curry and Stewart. Maybe looking to kick this ball short, given the score. And they do. Ball is scrum kick on the ground, deflected off a Red Hound recipient. Finally caught. Mikey Neal fields that right around his own 32 and falls to a knee.
Yeah, part of the good hands team right there. Mikey Neal making a good little catch right there and getting the knee on the ground, again, to set the Hounds offense up for success right here. So, looking at, probably going to see, already looks like it, Ronnie, going to see some new faces in the game right here.
Corbin going to sub down offensively. E-step in at quarterback. Stevens is running back. He has trips to his left, one wide receiver to his right. Now he'll offset the running back towards the trips. Handoff, fakes the handoff. Actually, E-step keeps it himself. Looking for running room. Now he picks up a couple more blocks up at the 40. Finally wrestled out of bounds. Still on his feet, actually. Wrestled out of bounds near the midfield stripe right around his own 48-yard line. Looks like he was thrown down after being out of bounds. That flag's going to stay in the pocket right now.
That's right. I was looking for the flag, but you're right. Yeah, just keep the flag in your pocket, keep the game going. But, again, really good job by Cam E-step to run around that left side and pick up the first down.
I haven't seen E-step tote the ball with his feet. His older brother, of course, Chase E-step, third baseman for the New York Mets, one of the great quarterbacks here at Corbin High School. Trips formation for E-step. To the right, ball on the left hash. Blitz zone from the Cougars. He'll hand off into the teeth of the blitz. He's past the first wave. Is Stevens at the 40. At the 30. Looks like Stevens going to take this one to the end zone. Walks it in for the touchdown. Cole Stevens taking it in from 51 yards out.
Man, I tell you, and I get to say it, freshman Cole Stevens right there. Yeah, just taking that hand off and making that one or two initial defenders miss in the box. And then Cole Stevens, great speed, and gets around that left side and puts up points on the board. So really, really good blocking up front and really, really good job by Cole Stevens to get to the end zone.
Baker on for the extra point try. Snap is down, kick is through the uprights, and good. 9 minutes remaining in the first half of play. Corbin on top, 43-0. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
When you've been in business since 1954, you have to be doing something right. At Owens Auto Repair, they believe in honesty, service, and that hard work can still get you somewhere. Owens offers a complete line of truck and auto parts, as well as their custom-made hydraulic hoses, weather guard toolboxes, utility beds, and Sherwin-Williams auto paint. They also offer auto repair for cars, trucks, and RVs, and of course have top name brand tires. And they do towing and recovery. Owens Auto Repair, located just down from Corbin High School on Cumberland Falls Highway.
9 minutes remaining in your third quarter, Corbin on top, 43-0 over the visiting Letcher County Central. I'll get it going here in a second. Letcher County Central Cougars. We were looking at RPI and potential matchups next week, folks, while we were off air. Corbin, really dominant performance tonight from the bunch in red. Have been on a tear lately.
Yes.
Baker on to kick it away. Slips as he kicks it. Ball hits a Cougar at the 30, still continuing to roll, still on the ground. Going to be fielded back at his own 10-yard line. Lawson leading the charge, going to be wrapped up as he retreats. Letcher County Central going to be forced to start on their own 5-yard line.
Yeah, and again, just, that even though Jacob Baker slips a little bit, you get that almost like what to call the down and dirty kick and, gets inside that 20, bouncing around, and almost looks like the Hounds, special teams unit, almost like a swarm. And just collapse on the returner right there. So again, setting up the defense, for success right here with the Cougars pinned against their own goal line.
Cougars going to start in the shadow of their own goalpost. Little in the shotgun, running back flanking him on either side. He's going to hand off up the middle. Finds a little traction there, maybe a couple yards on the inside handoff.
Yeah, again, not much up inside, and looks like that big red front four closing the door. Again, number 52, Peyton Jordan, been on a bunch of plays tonight, finding, the great quarterback for Letcher County Cougars, number 7, Jonah Little. So great job again by the Hounds defensive front four, to close the door right there.
Gain of 2 makes it 2nd and 8. Cougars with a bunch formation to the right. Little in the gun. Sets the throw, fires. Got a receiver hauled in and caught on the stop route. Evades a bunch of tackles, gets hammered. Finally, Myers comes out and puts it into that scrum. Gain of about 5 or 6 on the reception, now 3rd and short.
Yeah, and again, Anthony Myers, like you just said, coming in there closing the door on him. But where does Anthony Myers play? He plays defensive tackle, defensive, up inside him, defensive line, and he's making plays 7-8 yards down the field. So, again, speaks to, the job that, that defensive front does playing sideline to sideline.
3rd and 2. Handoff. Little going to keep it himself across the left side, spinning forward progress. Going to give him the first down.
Yeah, I think so. Israel Summers coming in and making that hit, but, the Cougars moving the football right there and picking up that first down.
Score update, Trinity leading Simon Kenton 20-13, by the way. Only interested in that because Corbin did eke out that win at Simon Kenton.
That's right.
Just a good comparison to the level of football Corbin's been playing since that second half of that Pioneer game. Empty backfield for Little, operating out of the shotgun. 1st and 10 on his own 18. Rolls to the right, has some time, loads up, fires. Deep ball, got a receiver open, in and out of his hands. That's going to draw pass interference, though. I did think Lester did arrive just a second early there on the inside receiver.
Yeah, a tough break right there for Joe Lester, the corner for the Hounds. But kind of, again, one-on-one coverage right there, and flag's going to come out and, just rearing back and firing the football. And, the receiver for the Cougars, number 18, Brett Smith, had a step on the Red Hound defender, but flag going to come out right here.
The White Hat called offensive pass interference initially. I was going to be outraged for Letcher County Central.
That's right.
That was a beautiful ball, though, in the air. That was very catchable, but I think Lester just arrived just a second early on the inside arm of the receiver. Pass interference will make it 1st and 10 at the Cougar 33-yard line. Little in the gun. Bunch to his right. Toss sweep into that bunch set. Has some running room at the 40. Rumbling ahead. Gain of about 11 on the run. Letcher County Central on the run now, on the move now.
Yeah, another first down right there. Outside backer Brody Wells coming up making that hit. But you're right, Ronnie. Cougars, starting to move the football a little bit right here. Hound still, even though, clock running right here up big, still, that first team D, in the football game right now.
1st and 10 at the 44. Twin wideouts each way. Little back to throw. Fires, stop route, caught in the flat, takes a big shot, stays on his feet across the 50 to the 45. Gain of about 12 on the short throw. Another first down for Letcher County Central.
Yeah, good pitch and catch right there by the Cougars. Again, number 18, Brett Smith, catching the ball out there in the flat and then, getting north and south. And then, number 2, Xander Curry kind of making the hit. But again, back-to-back first downs right here for the Cougars.
Cougars break the huddle, 1st and 10. In Red Hound territory, second time tonight. Twins to the right, a wing and a wide receiver to the left. Long handoff, he's going to keep it himself, going to take a shot for it in the backfield. Actually going to lose a couple yards on the read option play.
Yeah, really good job in there. Looked like number 36, Anthony Myers, the first to get there. Number 92, Israel Summers making the hit. So, again, Hounds dialing in right there. That offense starts and stops with number 7, Jonah Little. So you got to always know where he's at and then be able to close the door.
Lost a yard there, makes it 2nd and 11. 3 minutes remaining in the third quarter, 43-0 your score. Twin wideouts each way. Little sets to throw, fires the screen backside, hauled in and caught at the 45. Going to be swamped by the Red Hound defense. A pack of dogs on him at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the screen reception.
Man, and I tell you, I love to see again, right there on the initial pressure, Brody Wells, look like Mikey Neal. But when you look up there and you see number 76, Jace Hatfield, and then number 56, Troy Faulkner, in on the tackle around the numbers or actually outside the numbers, you got, again, a great defensive line just hustling, with that high motor every single down.
3rd and long. Cougars empty the backfield. Trips to the right, one tight end, and a wide receiver to the left. Roll out to the right, sets the throw. Fires to the backside receiver. Over his shoulder and incomplete. Stewart reaching over to deny the football there right at the end of that throw. Now going to bring up 4th down. Interesting to see what Letcher County Central does here. Probably going to go for
Probably
it.
so, yeah, probably so. And you're right, good play right there by Carter Stewart. Had the receiver open, really good throw, but, Carter Stewart makes up a little bit of ground and able to get his hand in there at the last second to knock the ball away. So really, really good job by Carter Stewart, number 15, on defense for the Hounds.
Only one of two players that plays both sides of the football, Stewart, using that speed at the corner spot. 4th and 10. Little back to throw. 4-man rush. Has time. Loads up and fires. Trying to find a receiver down around the 10. Overthrown. Cannot come in with a completion, so defense going to hold on 4th down. Shutout prevails.
Yes, another
Continues.
shutout, and, quarter going to come probably to an end here pretty soon. And the Hounds going to get another quarter of shutout football under their belt. But, in that play right there, Joe Lester coming up and playing really good man coverage right there.
Television timeout on the field. That's one of the only few things other than an actual manual timeout that's going to stop the clock in this contest. Scoreboard says 42-0. That's inaccurate. It's 43-0. Your actual score here. Looking forward to next week in postseason play, Corbin. Of course, going to be at home no matter what. They're going to reseed the RPI next week.
Yep.
And based on the RPI, of course, there's a good article online that explains it better than I'm about to. But the regions are divided. 8 regions across the state. There's an east and a west. Regions 1 through 4. I don't remember which is east and which is west. But one is 1 through 4. One is 5 through 8. The regions 1 through 4 winners will play each other according to their RPI, and then regions 5 through 8 will play each other, just like normal seeding style. 1 plays 4, 2 plays 3.
Yep.
5 plays 8, 6 plays 7. So we'll know tomorrow who Corbin plays. I'm not sure when that RPI is retabulated. A lot of people have been saying Johnson Central, Johnson Central, Johnson Central. Would be an interesting storyline. Corbin has been, of course, bounced to the playoffs 2 years in a row by those Johnson Central Eagles, and I think Corbin would love to have another rematch.
Oh, yeah, that's right. And all that you just said, Ronnie, I'm going to take your word for it.
I don't know. I just looked a lot of it up. That's probably wrong. I've been wrong on it 2 years in a row. The phone line started flooding when I was describing seeding last year. So we'll just wait and see who that opponent is. But right now, Corbin taking over. Ball on their own 44-yard line, waiting to resume play. Television timeout. This is the WYMT game of the week.
That's right.
He stepped to the line, tight bunch set to his left, operating in the shotgun. Fakes the handoff to Mahan. Now fires backside, trying to find Sima on the RPO route. Cannot hook up on the inside slant. Incomplete. Made a 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Sima with a really good route right there, and E-Step getting good protection, setting his feet and firing the football, but, good ball as well. But unfortunately for the Hounds, unable to make the connection right there. So, Hounds reset, clock running, and Hounds in a really good position right here.
Clock will dwindle inside a minute remaining in the third quarter. First play clock. 15 seconds. Corbin will have to snap the football one more time inside this period of play. Bunch set is flipped to the right. High snap, it's handled. Handoff goes to Mahan across the right side. He's across the 50, down to the 48-yard line. Gain of about 8 yards on the outside zone play, and this will more than likely take this game into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think so, and a good run right there by Joni Mahan. And number 73, Jaden Alford leading the way. Number 72, Wyatt Horton up front for the Hounds offensive line, doing a good job as well. So a lot of those young guys, Hounds just, not rebuilding, just reloading again. We say that every week, but it's definitely true. Great job by the Hounds.
That's the conclusion of the third quarter. 3 in the books and 1 to go. Your score going into the fourth. Corbin 43. Letcher County Central nothing. We'll be back in 60 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
I hate box springs. Well, here at Sammy's Furniture, we hate them so much, when you buy any mattress $7.99 and up, we're going to give you one for free. So if you're thinking, yeah, Sammy's right, if box springs were a person, I would punch them in the face. Well, guess what? You can take the price of that box spring and deduct it from any adjustable base we've got in the store, and we've got over 16 of them. Come see us today at Sammy's Furniture and Mattress, folks. We're open 7 days a week from 10 to 6, Sundays from 12 to 5. We've got 12 months, same as cash finance, and if you need it, when you pick it up, you get an extra discount on top of a free box spring that we can't wait to get out of here. Come see us today at Sammy's Furniture.
Our world has dramatically changed over the past couple of years. We've all had to adjust to these changing times. But one thing that has not changed is the fact that the Hart family and Tri-County Cycle Sales is still serving southeastern Kentucky with the same quality products and service after the sale since 1968. Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, and Polaris are the biggest names in off-road adventure and can still be found at Tri-County Cycle Sales. For your next ATV or side-by-side, stop by the place where time has stood still. Tri-County Cycle Sales, located between Corbin and London on US 25 across from Kentucky Outdoorsman.
Right. At the top of the fourth quarter, your score, Corbin 42. We've been corrected. 42, Letcher County Central, nothing. East Step and Company facing 3rd and 2 to start play. Tight bunch set to the left. He operates out of the shotgun. High blitz, it's over his head. Mahan going to retreat and have to fall on it. Cannot get back to the football. Finally does so, recovers it on his own 35-yard line. Corbin more than likely going to have to punt the football here.
Yeah, I think so. A tough snap right there, and Cam Eastep trying to get to the football and jumps on it and gets the ball down. But, a tough break right there for the Hounds offense. So you're right, Ronnie. Probably going to line up right here, punt the football away, and try to play defense against the Cougars.
4th and 19 from the Red Hound 35-yard line. Again, your score, Corbin 42, Letcher County Central, nothing. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in your T107 broadcast booth. Baker going to remain in to handle punting duties. Had a good one earlier, pinned Letcher County Central inside the 8. Low snap, fields it, gets a rocket off his foot. Spiraling kick going to land, actually take a Letcher County Central bounce. Going to be killed right at the LCC 29-yard line. Solid punt there. They're really good hang time.
Yeah, and that's one of the keys. You get a little bit of hang time on your punt and gives that, coverage team time to get down. So another really, really good punt by Jacob Baker. And, again, to kind of flip the field and flip that field position to give the young Hounds right here time to play defense. And looking at, the numbers, Evan Baker, 19 Dawson Coffee in the football game playing defense.
Cougars to the line. Twins to the right, one wide out to the left. Handoff going to go up the middle. Got some running room at the 35, up to the 40. Finally tackled down from behind. At the Cougar 42-yard line, gain of about 13 on the inside handoff. Could be enough for a Letcher County Central first down.
Look like number 9, Dylan Stacy in on the hit right there. Looking up at, at the defensive line. Big Baron Butler in there at defensive tackle for the Hounds. Had a pretty good game late in the fourth quarter last week. Number 10, Eli Walker. Number 30, Nashawn Brooks, playing well, for the Hounds in there right now. 35, Aiden Moses at the backer spot right now.
First down, same formation. Looks like same play. Going to probe the defense. Looks like same result. Going to get about a 13-yard run. Probing ahead into Red Hound territory. Finally tackled down at the Corbin 46.
It looked like number 19, Dawson Coffey, and 35, Aiden Moses in on the hit. Aiden Mason, and then number 9, Dylan Stacy. So, again, Hounds, running a lot of different players in there. And number 98, Alex Chandler, checking in right now at D-tackle for the Hounds as well.
1st and 10. Cougars have made it into Red Hound territory. Ball at the 46. Fakes the toss sweep, going to keep it backside. Swallowed up. Ball is on the ground. I think Corbin came up with it, and they did.
There we go.
Turnover number 3 on the night for the Red Hound defense.
Yeah, just, a tough break right there for the Cougars. Ball comes flying out, and number 19, Dawson Coffey, comes up with the loose ball. And, we talked all season long, the Hounds know how to, create the turnover and know how to, when the turnover's created, know how to find the loose balls. Hounds defense just doing a great job again on the turnovers tonight.
With the turnover, Corbin going to take over right on their own 44. E-step in the gun, running backs flanking him on either side. 3 wide receivers. Handoff going to go to Stevens. Cuts back against the grain to the 50s. Getting trucked down from behind. Had a big bear claw on it.
Yeah.
Still surges ahead. Had a gain of about 7 on the inside zone.
Yeah, good tough run in there. Cole Stevens, kind of bending it back to the left side and picks up positive yards. So, again, good to see the Hounds up front just doing a good job. Number 72, Zachary Howard in there at that left tackle. number 63, Hayden Baker in there at that left guard. Looks like Wyatt Horton in there up front for the Hounds as well. Number 73, Hayden Alford.
Over the line, less than 10 seconds on the play clock. 3 wide receivers. Play action, E-step keeps it himself. Now looking to run it. Originally pump fake, trying to try that check down route. Couldn't hook up. Still gains about a yard or two on the quarterback scramble. You've seen that play in the varsity play set. A lot of times he'll look after he pulls it to fire that down to the check down out in the flat.
I love that play. It's cool. I mean, I love how you
hard
think
to defend.
you think you're going to run the ball as a linebacker, corner, whatever you want to say. It puts you in, a bad spot there. You're not sure whether to cover the run, whether to cover the pass, and he pulls up and fires the ball. I love that play. It's pretty cool play to watch, and right there the Hounds trying to run that play as well.
1st and 10. Running back flanking E-step on either side. Handoff going to go to Stevens across the right. He'll fight forward for a gain of about 2 or 3. That brings 2nd down.
Cole Stevens again just hitting it hard right off that right side, picking up a few yards up in there and doing a good job, for the Hounds run the football. Looks like at center, number 62, Colby Gambrell up in there doing a good job as well to center spot for the Hounds offensive line. Number 8, Trey Blaylock in there. Number 3, Colton Creekmore. Of course, number 28, Jonah Mahan in the game. So good to see again. Those guys, just getting a lot of quality work right here deep in the playoffs for the Hounds.
2nd and 7, trips formation for E-step. Handoff going to go to Stevens towards the trips. Makes a couple defenders miss. He's down to the 35, down to the 33. Picks up about 10 on the carry across the left side. That's enough for a Red Hound 1st down.
Yeah, and a good run right there by Cole Stevens. Just being really, really patient, setting up the runner, setting up the defender on the outside, then cuts it back underneath. Just a really, really good patient run right there by number 27. And the freshman again, Cole Stevens, run the football for the Hounds.
1st and 10 at the Cougar 33-yard line. 5 minutes remaining in the football game. Running backs on either side of E-step. Mahan, play fake. E-step going to keep it himself. Spins out of a tackle. Now lots of green grass in front of him. E-step's going to take it to the house for 6. Touchdown.
Yeah, I kind of lost track of the football. Thought Jonah Mahan had it around the right side, but really good play fake right there by Cam E-step, and it just gets it right in the teeth of the Letcher County Cougar defense and then goes for 6. So good play fake, good run, good blocking up front by that Red Hound offensive line.
Of Corbin, Baker may not come out for an extra point try. Corbin may just go for 2 here.
Yeah, and probably a smart move, and I think you called it, Ronnie. Just a really good, smart move right there by the Hounds. Actually,
going to kick, but not going to use Baker's services to do so. Sima on to kick it for the Hounds. Snap is down. Kick is up and away. It splits the uprights as well. 4 minutes remaining in your football game. Your score, Corbin 49, Letcher County Central nothing. We'll be back in 30 seconds. You're listening to Red Hound Football on T107.
Dreaming about enjoying time on the lake but need a boat? Or planning a road trip but not sure which RV is right for you and your family? Wildcat RV and Marine can help. With our selection of Keystone and Crossroads RVs and Mercury Low boats, we can get you in the great outdoors. We're a family-owned RV and Marine dealer with professionally trained sales and service departments. Our staff is committed to helping you find the perfect RV or boat and keep it on the road or in the water. Wildcat RV and Marine, just off I-75 in Corbin, or online at wildcatrvandmarine.com.
Four minutes remaining in your football game. Your score, Corbin 49, Letcher County Central nothing here in the second round. Corbin all but poised to move on to this third round of football action here in the Class 4A playoffs. Corbin going to be at home all the way to Kroger Field. I'm Ronnie Bowling with Jeff Barnett and Jenny Barnett in the T107 broadcast booth. And there's not much you can say about tonight.
No.
Corbin has pulled the starters offensively since halftime.
Yes.
It's been hammered down ever since.
Yeah, I think so. And, Coach Greer, Coach Elam, Coach Mills, if you could draw up how you wanted the football game to, to come out, if you could draw up the perfect game plan, the Hounds, almost delivering right here. You look at the score, look at the way the Hounds have played, offense, defense, special teams have definitely delivered tonight.
Taking our sweet time here. This is a running clock game right now, but it is the WYMT game of the week. Of course, we'll always add, I always say add an hour to the game.
That's right, yeah.
Has not done so tonight. We're still waiting on the television crew to restart action. Simon to kick off for the Hounds. Finally, ball is blown into play. Simon on the approach, puts the boot to it. It's a high end-over-end kick, going to be fielded right around the 5-yard line. Returner up to the 10, trying to find some running lanes. Not going to find any. Going to be wrapped up and swarmed just south of the 20-yard line. That's where Letcher County Central will take over for what might be their final drive of the football game.
Yeah, probably so right there. And the Hounds doing, again, a great job. Great kick by Noah Sima. Joe Lester, the first guy there on the hit, doing a good job and, get the runner stopped. So, again, Hounds, again, still, you look at the scoreboard, don't want to forget about it, but Hounds still working on that, 0-point streak right here, late in this football game.
Looks like Cougars going to go with a quarterback change. Can't see the number from here. We'll get that. I think that's Andrew Little. Take the snap, handoff. Going to go across the left side. Going to be stacked up at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the carry. We're second and 10.
Yeah, good job right there. Number 42, Blake Lawson, first Hound in with a big hit. And, again, just, the young Hounds just doing what it takes, playing really good, smart football, and finding the runner in there. And, again, this clock very, very quickly, clicking towards 0, that's for sure.
2.5 minutes remaining. Now a flag comes a-flying. We're at the conclusion of the football game. Don't know. Obviously going to be a dead ball infraction. Not sure the nature of it. Wait for the official call from the wide hat. Already moving the football, and the defensive going to be a defensive penalty. It's going to be dead ball nonetheless. Not sure what it is. Unsportsmanlike conduct going against Corbin. Got to be of the verbal variety.
Yeah,
not
exactly.
Sure what the call was.
Didn't see, what happened, but you're exactly right. Somebody must have said something that the official didn't like right there. So cost the Hounds 15 as we reset the play right here.
Makes it 1st and 10 at the Cougar 35. 2:41 remaining in your football game. 49-0 your score. Twin wideouts to the left, one to the right. Snap is corralled, given across the left side. Immediately finds a blitzer. Now reverses field, finds some positive running room. Finally tripped up at his own 45-yard line. Picks up about 10. Should be enough for a first down.
Good job right there. Number 35, Aiden Mason, in on the hit. Just looking up number 54, Caleb Shepard, in the football game for the Hounds. Looked like number 48, Hunter Fusen, in there as well. Number 43, Justice McCaig in there. 60, Miles Marlowe in the football game. So, again, Hounds, just bringing a lot of different players in the football game right here.
Twin wideouts each way on first down. Brings a receiver in motion from right to left. He'll give the handoff on the jet sweep. Has some running room at the 50, at the 45, at the 40, all the way down to the 35, where he's finally upended. Big gain on the ground. All the way down to Red Hound 35-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Cougars.
Look like number 9, Dylan Stacy, and number 31, John Hobbs, in on the hit right there to bring the Letcher County Cougar runner down. So, again, clock moving fast. Hounds looking to kind of keep that streak going.
Minute and a half remaining in the game. Ball at the Red Hound 35-yard line. Twin wideouts to the left, one to the right, one tight end to the left. Handoff starts to the left, now reverses back to the right. Finally knocked out of bounds at the 30. Picks up about 5 on the carry. Now make it 2nd and 5.
Justice McKay again on the hit right there. Again, looking at number 50, Max Farmer out on the field for the Hounds. Number 48, again, Hunter Fuson, doing a good job in there for the defense.
Actually going to give him 6 on the run, so it's 2nd and 4. Same formation, twin wideouts each way for the Cougars. 30 seconds remaining. Hard count, no bite. Now going to keep it on the ground across the left side. Going to meet a big red wall on that left side. No gain on the plays. Clock dwindles down. That may be your final play of the football game.
Yeah, number 43, Justice McKay. Number 60, Miles Marlowe on the hit. And, again, just another good job right there by the Hounds front four. Defense shut down the Letcher County Cougar offense.
That's going to put this one in the books, folks. Corbin advancing to the 3rd round of the playoffs. They put it on the Letcher County Central Cougars. Your final score, 49-0 here at Campbell Field. Corbin has pitched a shutout now.
Wow. Come on.
6 straight games, I believe. 6 straight games. Corbin has not allowed a point, and it's approaching about 300 unanswered for this group in red. That's a really amazing streak.
I don't even know if I've ever seen that before, or maybe it's happened. I'm sure maybe it has, but my goodness, I mean, just the Hounds totally dominating the Letcher County Cougars tonight, just as they have the last 6 football games. And again, just offensively, defensively, special teams, played great in all 3 phases. And again, we saw Cam Combs go, join the 1,000-yard rushing club tonight, and it's just been a great sign to see as the Hounds get ready to move into the 3rd week of the playoffs.
Corbin not knowing who they're playing next, they're going to wait across the state for scores to roll in, and then, of course, based on RPI rankings, we'll play the low seed on this half of the state. So
that's right.
You'll see khsaa.org, great location to find.
Yes.
Under the scoreboard option, a great location to find who that team is, looking a lot like Johnson Central based on the seeding that I've seen.
Yes.
So we'll see that here on your radio dial, 7:30, your kickoff here at Campbell Field. But tonight, this one's in the books, and it's all Red Hounds. They beat Letcher County Central 49-0, your final score. Jeff, thank you for all the color commentary. Jenny, thank you for the stats. Thank you for everybody back at the station. I'm Ronnie Bowling. This has been Red Hound Football on T107.